Welcome to the TupaCast.
Let me see with my imagination.
To the TupaCast.
I don't understand the numbers.
Welcome to the one, the only TupaCast.
Welcome to TupaCast, episode 1. Tonight on TupaCast, I have with me two very special guests. One, Sean Johnson.
Hello, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, I'm so excited that you're with me on my first episode. And also, I have Kevin Zerby.
Hey! How are you doing?
I'm great, guys. Hey, I'm super excited. I'm so glad you guys are with me on this first episode of TupaCast. It's been 5 years since I've done this. You guys have both really got me inspired to start this up again, so I'm glad that both of you could be on the first one. How you guys been? What's going on in y'all's world?
Well, I personally have been enjoying a whole crap load of new podcasts, including present companies.
You got a lot going on.
Well,
there.
I've been working, but I've been listening to a lot. I mean, I've been working. I recorded with you a couple weeks ago for the 80 to 89, and then listening to Sean's new show, the Average Runner podcast, which is very beneficial because it makes you want to get out and do something physical and take care of yourself instead of what I normally do, which is sitting on my butt watching the big screen television and see what's on Netflix tonight.
It does. I was listening to his, and I was like, man, I want to go run. So I ran. I started running and pulled a hammy. So
you know who to sue for that.
I'm just kidding. It definitely made me want to go run, though.
Definitely. So yeah, that's been it. I've been checking out a whole bunch of new shows and trying to record some at the same time.
Awesome.
Yeah, well, Kevin's being light about it. He is constantly recording. He's giving me some new material to listen to. His new show with Doug McCoy, fellow Throwback Network podcaster. What is the name of it? Dumb Things I Did as a Kid, I think. Is that
the Dumb Things I Did when I was a kid.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Nice. Is that one already out?
He just put out the first true episode today about train.
Oh, okay.
And he mentioned that it's a book that he's working on because I wasn't sure if I was telling the truth about that.
Oh, nice.
Well, he is author Doug McCoy. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I heard the pilot episode where it was kind of just the introduction of it. So yeah, I mean, Kevin's always podcasting. We did throwback reviews. We kind of, it's like we bring it back and then it goes away, and then we bring it back and it goes away. And it's my own fault because I love recording, but editing sometimes can be a pain in the butt. Plus, I'm just busy. It's like I don't have the time to do it. I guess I don't know.
It's not like you have kids and a wife and a home.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we brought it in. We'll get that out soon. But yeah, I have the Average Runner podcast. That's my newest endeavor, I guess. Pretty stoked about it. I'm obviously an average runner, and my friend Jason and I thought, hey, we'd love talking about it. My wife hates hearing about it all the time, so somebody to talk to. And if it helps people out or helps them get a little motivated to go run, then that's great. But it's really just kind of a journal for myself.
It's funny. My wife did a 5K this past Saturday, but it was one of those obstacle races. Mm-hmm. And so she went and did it with some other friends. And then when she got back, one of her other friends who's kind of starting to exercise and, get in shape or whatever. And she said, hey, I want to start running. And by the end of the year, I want to do a half marathon.
Whoa.
She's like, you want to do it with me? And I was like, maybe she should start with, something smaller first.
Well, I mean, it's only April, so she's got plenty of time to get herself ready, I would think.
Yeah, I told her, I said, have fun with that.
Well, real quick, and Sean, you know the answer. What's and of course it depends on the person, so it's not a concrete answer. But say I was going to start running, a healthy me is going to start running, and but I have not done it before. So what is the average, like a 25-yard dash or?
Oh, I mean, I don't have an answer to all that. I'm not a trainer or anything, but it really, everybody has to just kind of, you listen to your own body. Just,
Yeah.
There's so many things out there to help you. So many different apps and stuff to kind of help you get started, and you find out quickly where you're at with that. You know what I mean? Like I started with a Couch to 5K application. I think I used it once, and I knew, because I worked in a factory, a physical job, so I knew that I was able to at least run a little bit longer than walk, run. But they're great for people that aren't used to it,
Right.
activities. So enough about me, though. Let's get on with the TupaCast.
Let's go run.
Oh, hey, Chris.
I want to go run now. Bye, guys. There's something I like doing is, I know it's the name's not that great, but it's an icebreaker. I'll probably try to think of something better to call it, but basically just a question just to kind of get us thinking and having some fun.
It's time for the icebreaker.
Tonight's icebreaker is, what is the worst haircut that you've ever had? I'll let one of you guys start.
Well, I know. Are you guys familiar with an old football player called Brian Bosworth?
Yeah.
Dude, I have a story about that. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I don't even recall what team he played on. This is like back in, gosh, it had been like 80.
It was Ohio.
Okay, whatever. I don't remember.
I'm sorry. Oklahoma. I'm not a football guy.
Game with an O.
Yeah, I think it was Oklahoma.
I don't remember who he played for, but it was in the 80s, and he was known for having these lines on the side of his head, but they were like fade in, and I believe he had a mullet with it too. So it was kind of like a mullet with these like different lines and different designs he would have put on the side of his head. And I think he would even color them at times.
Yeah, he would. Nice. So you did that?
Well, I didn't color them, but it was at the time. My parents were divorced, and my mother was dating this this hairdresser guy. But the thing was, he was a hairdresser for old ladies, so he didn't. I'm like, hey, I want some of those lines on my head like that Brian Bosworth guy. And he's like, oh, all right. It took him a while, but he got him in there with a straight razor. He would cut it, and that was horrible. But he did it a few times because I thought it was cool. I think it was probably like, gosh, I don't know, maybe 12 years old.
Oh, sure, yeah. I'm sure there are a lot of people doing that.
Yeah, I can remember other kids at school that had it done, but I didn't have the sides of my head like tapered real short. So yeah, I wish I had a picture of it.
Oh man, that'd be great if you did.
So yeah, that was. I mean, other than just a mullet in general, when I was a kid, I'd say that was probably my worst haircut.
It's funny you mentioned Brian Bosworth, because about 2 months ago I watched a documentary about him, and I remember him when he came out in a movie called Stone Cold, where he was a cop or something, and he went undercover, and it was an action movie, and he was fighting a bunch of bikers. And I guess I saw it on HBO or something in the 80s, and I really liked it. And then I've never seen it since, and I could never find it. And anyway, I saw this documentary about him on Netflix, and I was like, oh, that's that guy. So I watched the documentary, and I watched a couple more about him. And anyway, it's funny that you mentioned him, because I don't follow sports at all, but that's the only guy that I know of that's like an athlete. and it talked about his hair and everything. Yeah, that's funny. I think you should bring it back. I think you should.
You think so?
At least the sides.
Next time I go to the bar, I'll ask him, hey, Charlie, throw some lines. Throw some Bosworth on the
some
side.
lines in there.
Yeah, he'll be like, he'll throw you out.
Throw some lines up there. We getting a mirror out and pulling stuff out of his pocket.
That's what I was worried about.
He's like, I've been waiting. All right, sir, what about you?
Well, mine would have had to have been probably
A long time ago?
1980, when I was 10. And there was a phase in 1980 where everybody was getting crew cuts, because I don't know if it was because of Happy Days and everybody wanted to look 1950s. And, everybody wanted to be, I don't know why, but so I had it, and it looked like I was wearing one of them furry muff helmets. It was just like there was this poof on top of my head when I had hair, and I hated it. The sad thing is my second thing I was going to mention was, have you ever heard of a football player by the name of Brian Bosworth?
That's the only one I know.
The same thing. I had the same haircut. I had a long mullet hair. That's when I started.
Oh, man.
I remember I went Jellyfish. The band Jellyfish in the 90s had just appeared at Tower Records down the street, and I wanted to look cool because Jellyfish was cool. So I did. I shaved lines into the side of my head, had a little help from my buddies, and they put them in for me. They were colored blue, and I went down there with the lines. Yeah, so that'll have to be the worst. That and the crew cut. I hated the crew cut. That was bad.
Oh, man.
How about you?
Well, okay, so mine's not too crazy, but when I was married, we went off to college, and we lived in an apartment. And up to that point, I'd always got my hair cut at, Supercuts or whatever. And at the time, the hair that I had was, I guess they called it a Caesar cut. It was short and kind of short up here, and then you kind of flattened it, kind of, and then kind of poofed up the front a little bit. I don't know. They told me it's Caesar cut. I don't know.
Like Sean's right now.
Yeah, except not curly. Kind of the same thing. But anyway, so I did that for a long time, and then so when I was in college, I was like, I can do this. I mean, they just take that shaver and shave it, and I mean, why pay them, But I didn't have a shaver. All I had was a pair of scissors.
Oh God!
So I was cutting it, and just by feel and in the mirror, but the back you can't see. So it looked pretty good. It looked just like a stylist, whatever. It's because it's just short. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good. I just saved, $10. And then my wife came home, and I was like, check it out. I cut my hair. And she was like, yeah, that's not bad. And I turned around, I started walking off, and she started screaming. and in the back was like 4 total bald spots.
Oh,
I mean, it was bad. And because I didn't, I couldn't see. I didn't have a mirror. And so I had to go to
Supercuts.
Yes, and she was like,
fix my hair.
She was like, what'd you do? Anyway, so she had to cut it so short to hide the bald spots. It was bad.
Oh my
But anyway, so after that, I bought one of those shaver things, that the barbers use.
Flowbee.
I'm not sure what is that.
That's the thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's the hair dryer that you plug into. It's a suction thing, and it sucks and cuts at the same time.
I got you. I got you. That's
Yeah, it's like a vacuum.
I have a buddy that uses one still.
Really?
That's awesome.
That is cool.
No, but yeah, after that, I got one of those shavers, and I've done that for 15 years. So
it looks good on you.
But now I'm letting it grow out, so I actually have to go back and have them. I had to go get it kind of trimmed up, and it was the first time I've been to a barber shop in 12 years.
Dude, if
you
can have hair, keep it. Seriously, don't cut it. Both of you.
Just.
I ain't screwing around. I mean, look at that.
Whoa, put it back on. Put it back on. Yeah, there's one of the guys I work with. There's a couple guys I work with that are, bald either by choice or they shave it or whatever. But some of the guys, man, they constantly, oh, dude, I can't see the light's reflecting off your head. All that kind of stuff. All right, cool. So tonight's topic is movie soundtracks. So we're going to talk about our I didn't even know I wrote that on there. Our best, worst, favorites, just... we're just going to talk about movie soundtracks. And I picked you guys, or I didn't pick you guys, but I picked this topic for you guys because, Zerb, you're a big music man.
Yeah.
And Sean, if I remember correctly, you're a big soundtrack guy, right?
I enjoy them quite a bit. But
okay, good. I'll make sure I got the right guy.
Yeah. But don't make me out to be like, he's our expert soundtracks.
Aficionado.
Not me. I'm just the dork that listens to them at work and tells guys I'm listening to rock and roll.
The second movement of Snoopy's Great Adventure. Is that 3/4 time or 6/8?
We'll have to defer that to Sean. Let's do our worst. Do y'all have? If you have a worst, let's do that. Does anybody have a worst? I don't have a worst. I don't know why I put that on there.
Worst. If I had to pick a worst, for some reason, I can't even think of the name of the movie. It was a horror movie with Vincent Price in it that spent 99% of the movie. The music would no, because the Wax Museum was pretty good, but it would build up. The music would build you up for this intense scene that never came, ever.
Uh-huh.
It was like the music, even just during regular communication scenes where people are just giving you dialogue, the music is like, dun, 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 and you think it's like, oh gosh, something is going to come out and jump.
That sounds like Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure.
I
know.
I was thinking the same
that's
thing.
one of my favorite. Yeah, it did sound like a Danny Elfman thing, didn't it?
Yeah.
But so that would be the worst for me. It was just any movie that has the music way too hard pounding for a soft scene. I think that's ridiculous. Okay. Sean?
You know, I told you guys before we started recording that when I first saw the show notes that you sent to us, I'm like, movie soundtracks. This is like the easiest show notes, the easiest show to do. And then I read that part where it said worst. And I'm like, oh, God. I don't really I was like going over all these movies, but it's like if it doesn't stand out for something I like, I just don't even.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
I don't have something that literally that stands out as something that I don't like. Actually, it would be Children of the Corn. The reason is because that, and this is a G podcast, so it scared the heck out of me. That movie.
Yeah,
we did that for one of our throwback reviews before Zerb came on. My wife actually sat in with that, and the reason I had her on that show is because she would make fun of me for the music. Are you guys familiar with Children of the Corn and the music? Basically, it's like the chanting.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I still don't like it. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Children of the Corn just because one, I don't think it's that great, and it's scary.
Yeah, you brought up a good point because if I think it's a bad soundtrack, I don't remember it, so I probably shouldn't have put that on this. But yeah, because I only remember the good ones, and if it's crappy, which I'm sure there are a ton of them that are, I just forget it. So that's my answer.
Well, no, I mean, I just had to kind of think about it, and I'm sure there's a ton more out there that if I had more time, which it's not like you gave me 2 months to come up with the answer. But I think Children of the Corn, I think for me, honestly, seriously, that is definitely a bad one for me. I mean, it doesn't have to be a specific reason like, oh, it's just the music sucks. It's just, it's not something I'm going to listen to at work.
Sure.
It's not something you're going to run to.
Right.
Definitely. Maybe run from, but not to.
Hey, that'd be something you could listen to when you're running, and then you'd think they're like coming after you, and it'd make you run faster.
Yeah, they have. I think they have like apps like that.
Oh, they do. Dang it!
Well,
there goes my $1 million idea.
My daughter Kate did that. She was a zombie chasing runners up down in Roanoke, Virginia.
Man,
yeah, she did.
Dude,
Halloween.
We signed up for that last year on our birthdays. There was a zombie 5K obstacle run.
Yeah.
But they canceled it like 2 weeks before, so we didn't get to do that.
Oh, I would love to check that out.
Yeah, there was one. I don't know if it comes here every year. There was one here, and some friends were like, "Oh, yeah, you should do it." And I was like, "No, I just like running," which is true. But I'm going to be honest here, between you two and the listeners, I didn't do it because I knew I'd end up punching somebody in the face because I would get spooked, and not because I'm trying to be a tough guy. I'm just like just like smack somebody,
clock somebody out of the neck.
I don't like that.
I'm actually surprised that. I've never talked to anybody that's done one, but it seems like that would be a really high chance of something that could happen because when you're scared, and someone's coming after you, which might, push somebody into a zombie.
Do you guys ever watch we watch America's Funniest Home Videos with the kids, and a lot of times around Halloween they'll have the videos where people are going up to knocking for tricks and treats on the door, and there's a dummy sitting there, and then they jump up, and there's always one or two videos where the people freak out and then just start punching,
wailing the dude right in the face.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
me.
My wife had signed up to do that zombie with me, that zombie run, and we were talking about it. And I said, "Look, it's going to be intense with people chasing you because it's kind of like capture the flag. If they tag you, then you don't survive, and you get a different medal at the end." And it was like, I want to win. I don't want to be a zombie. So if they're coming after us, and it's getting pretty, close. I might have to trip you.
You would push your co-runner into a zombie.
Hey,
For better
I've seen
or
Walking
worse.
Dead. That's, the slow people are the ones that are going to get you killed.
Hey, till death do us part, honey. See ya.
Bye. But it's not like she's dead. She's just a zombie. Okay, let's do your best, or not your best, your favorite or most memorable soundtracks. Can you see this? I totally forgot about this.
Is that Aladdin?
Aladdin, dude. When the movie came out, I got the soundtrack. I used to listen to this all the time. I haven't listened to it in a long time, but man, I would listen to this like every day.
You got me curious there, buddy, because I've never heard.
This is why I have to work out.
You want to be like the genie?
No, because how many guys listen to Aladdin?
Get beat up.
Right. So I'd actually listen to this while I was at the gym. No, I'm just kidding.
Chris is at the gym lifting weights. He's like, Prince Ali.
Oh, you know it. Nice.
You do know it. I have no clue of any songs on there.
You've never seen the movie?
I honestly have not seen the movie. I'm not a Disney man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
That's right.
I am sorry. I'm not a Disney fan at all.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you a copy, Zerb,
Thank you.
so you can listen to it.
That would make me very, very happy. Appreciate that. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, actually, because I am curious. And you know what? I have more respect for it now because of the fact that we don't have Robin Williams around anymore. So it would be interesting to hear it.
Yeah. All right. What do you got, Sean?
Oh man! Again, like I said, this is so hard because if you were like, who's your favorite composer? It would still be difficult, but it would be easy. But there's so many that I like. But God, man, it's like it's a toss.
Just say
toss up between Empire Strikes Back,
Okay.
and Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Man, I am a huge Harry Potter and Star Wars fan.
Now, who did the
Harry Potter?
Yeah,
Williams did the first two.
really awesome. See, I didn't know
First
that.
two or first three? I believe it was the first two, though. But yeah, I mean, he's just got so much stuff that, or maybe he did the first and the third. Anyways, it's hard. Yeah, there you go. Empire Strikes Back, and even that, I was like, man, is it A New Hope? Is it Empire? So I kind of wanted to have two different things that he did, but it's definitely one of those soundtracks, and I listen to them both at work quite often. Chris is also holding up episode one.
Star Wars.
It's not one of my favorites, and but we won't get into a Star Wars discussion. But yeah, that's what I would say. I mean, because
Wait. You said you don't like Star Wars?
No, he doesn't want to get in a Star
I
Wars
want to get into a Star Wars because I said you're holding up the Phantom Menace soundtrack.
Okay. How do I mute Sean?
You can't.
You don't like the Phantom Menace?
No, we talked about this on Throwback Reviews. We did a review of the new trailer that came out, and it's not that I don't like the new trilogy. I just the original is that's what I grew up on. But
Yeah.
I enjoy
no, I mean just the music.
I do. I like it, but it's nowhere. It doesn't compare to
Sure.
to the other ones that I said, and I think the reason that I wanted to make a decision between A New Hope and Empire going against like a Harry Potter film because Empire was the first Star Wars film that I saw in the theaters. A New Hope, I think I saw that it was probably like on a Fox or
Sure, yeah,
something.
me too.
I didn't, you know what I mean? So A New Hope, I experienced, or Empire, I remember experiencing that in the theater. So, and there's just so many good songs or scores. I don't know. See, Zerb's the music guy. Like, would it be a song or? 'Cause it's not. You think of a song that someone's singing, but
No, I would
Or a
consider.
track.
I would still consider something a song, just like it is on the CD. It's a track.
Track,
And I'm wondering if when John Williams did the next set of movies after doing the originals, is there hints of the original music in the new movies? Because I can't remember.
There is.
yeah,
There is.
So there's
Yeah,
a lot of recall back to the old music scores.
There's some for sure.
yeah. You can hear it kind of creep in, and I'm sure it's going to happen in the new movies that come out to a
Oh, I
degree.
can't wait to hear. Yeah, and I can't wait to hear what he's going to do now because he's in his 80s now, right?
Oh, I don't know. He's old as old, but yeah, I'm happy he's doing it.
His brain has got so much in there. I just have no clue how he pulls all that out. Because you got to count all of the Indiana Joneses.
Yeah, I mean that's all I'm saying, man. I thought it was easy, but this is really, really hard. Even my wife, I was talking to her, she's like, "Oh, there's Indiana Jones, and there's this, and there's that." And I'm like, "Oh man."
He's done well. It's Jonathan Williams. I mean, he's a miracle. He really is. He's written so much music that would put to shame. I'm going to put this out there. I would definitely say that between him, I'm going to say it. People hate me. Him and Beethoven. I would go with Jonathan Williams writing more tunes.
Wait, who's Beethoven?
Beethoven was a dog in a movie, Saint Bernard, a big one.
Oh, I didn't know he made music.
Yeah, he did.
We have all those movies.
No, but
Hey, that's what we should do for episode 2. We should review all the Beethoven movies.
sure. I think my computer stopped working. Wait, I'll make sure of it. No, Jonathan Williams has written so much music that I think you could compare him to some of the great classical composers of our time, and that's my broad statement.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you on that.
I'll pick Empire as my first choice.
Okay. Zerb?
Danny Elfman's Pee Wee Herman.
Okay, awesome.
Sorry, it was the first time I've ever heard Danny Elfman, and the first day that I saw a DVD, believe it or not, was the Pee Wee Herman movie. That's how late I was to DVDs. And I'm sitting downstairs with my buddy Ken. He puts it in, and I hear this music coming through the speakers, and it tickled because it was doing, and it was just like, holy crap, what is this? And he goes, oh, that's Danny Elfman. He writes the music, and he wrote the music for Tim Burton for this movie. I was like, oh my gosh. I watched the movie mostly listening to the music through that whole movie, and then learning about Danny Elfman, following him through Batman, following him through everything else. But it all started with Pee Wee Herman's Greatest Adventure there. Is that Pee Wee Herman's Great Adventure?
Big Adventure.
Big Adventure.
What was he, the singer of, was it Oingo Boingo?
Oingo Boingo, yeah. Oingo Boingo, and then I think he went on to another punk band before and it's such from what he did, it's like night and day. Went from that into that. Now he's writing stuff that I used to be able to predict a Danny Elfman song like the back of my hand because I got so used to the way, from Tales of the Crypt and everything else that he did. You got used to his carnival-esque music. Scrooged, same thing. Ding, 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 la 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 la. Every song had that in it, and then all of a sudden that stopped, and then he started writing music that I don't know what he did. He changed something else about him.
Nightmare Before Christmas, he did too.
Oh, the whole thing. I mean, that's his movie. Tim Burton was just there to throw money at it. But Nightmare Before Christmas is Danny Elfman.
He did a lot of singing in that too.
Oh yeah, yeah. He did. He played Jack Skellington. Yeah.
Oh, he did. Wow.
Yeah. He was
that's a good one.
King. Yeah, that's his voice. So yeah, Danny Elfman. And my choice would be Chris. My choice for the Christopher TupaCast would be Danny Elfman's Pee Wee.
I think I may have told Zerb this, but my Pee Wee story. A couple of weeks ago, let me see, maybe it was last month. The Pee Wee movie came out on Netflix, and so I watched it with my family, and I haven't seen it since I don't know, early 90s, maybe. And I've seen some of his TV show, but the movie I'd seen maybe once or twice as a kid. And so I watched it with my kids, and man, I loved it. It was so fun. My kids were laughing. I was laughing. So in the movie, he goes to the Alamo, and he asks them, where's the basement at? And they said, there's no basement in the Alamo. Well, the kicker was literally the week before I saw that movie, we were at the Alamo. We went to San Antonio and we walked by the Alamo, and I showed the kids, hey, that's the Alamo. And they were like, so what? What's that? You know, and anyway. So a week later, we're watching Pee-wee, and he goes to the Alamo, and I'm like, that's where we were, guys. You remember we were sitting there? And they're like, yeah. And then he does the whole bit with the basement. And I was like, oh, if I had seen this movie before we went there.
Missed opportunity.
I was so frustrated, man. I so would have went up to one of those tour guides and been like, hey, where's the basement? I'm like, next time.
My favorite part of that whole movie still is that one part. I'm in Texas, and then the blonde girl, she said over the phone, she says, no, you're not. I'll prove it. Watch.
Oh, the stars at night. Big That's funny.
Deep in that part is just my favorite part of the whole movie.
I remember. I didn't remember the Alamo part until you said that. But
yeah.
The one part of that movie that I always think of whenever anyone talks about it is when he's chaining up his bike, and as he's pulling the chain out of the like saddlebag type plastic saddlebag on his bike, you can see the chain coming through the bottom, just being fed through.
I didn't even notice that. I'm gonna have to look for that.
They're probably just like, forget it. Who cares?
Editing room didn't give a crap about that.
Oh wow, I have to look for that. My second one, I'm gonna do. What did I do for my first one?
Aladdin.
Oh, that's okay. I don't know what. Not a good choice.
This one is The Little Mermaid.
Wow.
Oh, well, almost equivalent to it.
Almost. Top Gun right there. Okay, so this one I just got for Christmas this year because my old one got lost. Yeah, we don't get Cole. We get Top Gun. No! But, man, this soundtrack, I used to listen to this soundtrack a lot. Funny story is, when I was in high school, I got that soundtrack somehow. I don't know. In PE, when I was maybe a sophomore or junior, whatever, they kind of started showing us kind of how to work out, lift weights a little bit. Nothing serious, but so I would come home and kind of work out a little bit. But I didn't have any weights. I didn't have anything. But we had a set of encyclopedias. And so I would do, curls and stuff with like the A and the M because they were the biggest. They probably weigh a pound or two. I don't know. But that was all I had. And so, but I would listen to Top Gun and lift my encyclopedia.
You would crank date yourself. I love it. And stare at yourself in the mirror.
One day I'll be reading dictionaries.
One day I'll be playing volleyball without a shirt.
In jeans, too. I'm playing volleyball in jeans.
My jean shorts.
No, he had jeans on. He had just like regular jeans on.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh man. So yeah, Top Gun. Yeah, I really like that soundtrack. Yeah. And so anyway, so I got this for Christmas, and so my kids had never heard it, so I was playing it, and we were at my mom and dad's, and my brother was there and everything, and so I was playing it, and I was picking the kids up and flying them around the house, like an airplane. And I was playing a danger zone, and I was throwing them up and dropping them and acting like they were crashing, and so they had fun.
Did you cry during Take My Breath Away?
Dude, yes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. While you were lifting books in the mirror.
So that's my second one, Top Gun.
Good choice.
Sean?
Okay, so we well, this guy does movies and he does TV shows, and one of the TV shows that he scored favorite modern show. The first thing I'll mention is Lost, and his name is Michael Giacchino.
Okay.
He also, so Lost. I mean, it's a TV show, so I don't know if we're allowed to pick the.
That's sure.
Soundtrack.
So it's a TV show. So you're not hearing a ton of music, but the stuff that he did just really would grab you for the scenes. I mean, the show Lost. I mean, it's just I don't know. You either love it or hate it. I guess it's one of those shows. It's kind of got one of those Soprano endings and everything, where it's like, again, you either love the ending or you hated it. I loved it, but he also did a lot of movies. He's done Ratatouille, The Incredibles, which is a great soundtrack. That's one that's on my phone. I love that soundtrack. And Star Trek. He's done Star Trek.
Oh.
Which I'm not a huge Trek fan, but I don't dislike it. And when I finally watched the movie, I was just like, man,
Are you talking about the first, the original? Because that one's got an awesome soundtrack. That first Star Trek movie that came out like in 79, 80. Is that the one you're talking about?
No. He did Into Darkness.
Okay.
Yeah, the remake. But he's, I think he did Up. Yeah, he did Up. He's done, just a ton of things. John Carter, Mission Impossible, Ghost Protocol. He's going to be doing Jurassic World, so I'm kind of excited about that because I believe that was John Williams originally, at least the first Jurassic Park movie.
Yes, John Williams.
Yeah, so I don't know exactly where Jurassic World, timeline wise or whatever, but still, it'll be nice to hear another composer that that like doing that series, or at least the movie. So he's done, just a ton of stuff. So, but as far as movies, I'll pick The Incredibles because I think that's just a really good, great movie and a great soundtrack.
I'm gonna have to check that one out. I don't remember that one. I'm gonna write that down.
And he's done work on video games. I like the Medal of Honor series. He's done a lot of work.
Oh yeah, Medal of Honor series, definitely.
Yeah, he's got a pretty big resume. So Michael Giacchino, but Lost. That's where I first got introduced to him was Lost, and then I found other works that he had done. It's like, oh, that's the guy from Lost.
Cool. Zerb, what you got?
I'm gonna have to go with my number 2. It's going to have to be, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? The soundtrack to that movie.
Oh, yes.
The Soggy Bottom Boys, baby.
That's a good one.
Yeah, anything that came out of that. There was a ton of artists that worked on that. But definitely, I'm a man of constant sorrow. And still to this day, if I'm filling up an air mattress when my daughter comes to visit, every time it's one you have to stand on, sort of like an accordion, and you have to kick it in. And inevitably I go, well, I went down to the river to pray, talking about the good old days. And it just kills her every time. For some reason, she thinks that's the funniest thing. But yeah, you got musicians. I'm just going to go down a little bit of the list of musicians here, which I just happened to find when I searched for it. And it's you got the Soggy Bottom Boys on there. You got Alison Krauss. You got Norman Blake on there, Harry McClintock, and these are all kind of bluegrassy musicians. They're pretty good. You got the Ralph Stanley, John Hartford, the Cox family. I know this is rated G. The Jailhouse.
Not anymore.
But yeah, and these are all songs that were specifically written for this movie, and some of these songs actually existed before. The Norman Blake and another gentleman by the name of Burnett, which they're not revealing. Dick Burnett wrote the Constant Sorrow song, and it's also an instrumental in the movie where it plays in the background, and I just love it. So that's my choice for my number 2 there.
I remember when that came out, a lot of times when I would turn on TV, I would see Alison Krauss and Stanley and those guys playing the music live at different venues.
Right.
And they had all the bluegrass guys, and man, that stuff was awesome. Then I don't know if it's because I'm in Texas, but I would hear that stuff on the radio all the time, and it kind of got a resurgence after that movie, and it's some good stuff.
Yeah, it's because you're in Texas.
Yeah, I was going to say being in New York, being in Texas helped. You're definitely not going to hear a big resurgence of that in Canada. Just not.
Moving on, Number 3. Okay, so I'm gonna do a couple just real. You know what? I'm gonna do this one since we mentioned it. My number 3, Miami Vice, and okay, this is interesting because when I was a kid, Miami Vice was really big, but I don't remember ever really watching the show. I just remember knowing what it was and the fashion, right? But I don't remember watching the show. And watching it now, I hope my parents wouldn't have let me watch that show. But I had the little white sports coat thing, and I'd wear it to school, like everybody. But now that I have Netflix, I started watching Miami Vice. And, man, I really got into it. It's such a cool – it actually, to be honest, just between me and you and the listeners, as Sean said, it actually – I told my wife, I said, man, I've been watching Miami Vice. I really want to be a Vice cop. She's like, yeah, but you're not going to get to drive the car and shoot people. And I'm like, yeah, but they get to shoot people all the time. They get to drive cars and look how they dress. I would wear that same stuff right now. But, I don't want to shoot anybody. But the show makes it look really fun to be a vice cop. But
Oh yeah.
So that disc you have is not
This
from the
is-
remake. It's from the actual show, like a
yeah, it's got
basically a
some
Phil
of the
Collins CD.
No, it's only got one Phil Collins, and it's got a couple other songs and a bunch of instrumental. But it was interesting because when that song, that Phil Collins song, "In the Air Tonight," that's kind of it's the one that's kind of known for Miami Vice.
Right.
It came out, I think, on the second episode, and that kind of made him a star. And so after that, I started listening to the songs that they play in each episode. And you hear a lot of people that I don't know if they got famous because of that, but it certainly helped
Their career.
And it's really interesting because I've also started watching Chuck, and I know that they do that. They're real particular about the music they use, and I've never really paid any attention to any of that until I started watching Chuck and reading a little bit about it, and they were saying how, they pick certain songs for this and that. And I'm like, you know what? That's really cool. And I'm sure a lot of people have been doing that forever. I just didn't know. And Miami Vice was probably one of the first ones that kind of started using, I guess, kind of pop music in their show. Anyway.
Not just that, but you have Jan
Number
Hammer
3.
on there.
Oh, yeah.
Jan Hammer.
I love his stuff.
He's one of the kickers of that type of synthetic pop background music. I mean,
I love that stuff.
and it pushed on to like Beverly Hills Cop and all that type of stuff with that type of music. And so Jan Hammer I'm a big fan of Jan Hammer. He's on there.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I think my last pick will probably be because I could just sit here and be like, okay, Star Wars, yeah, Indiana Jones, just going through Jaws, E.T. So I have like a best of John Williams because I can't have all the soundtracks on my phone, and it has stuff like Jaws, which is just an amazing soundtrack. I mean, when you tell somebody Jaws, they think like just that, but then when you listen to it, there's different scenes like when they're going out to sea. It's like a really uplifting, happy song, and it's you don't really. I didn't really pay attention to it in the movie until I rewatched it after hearing the actual soundtrack. So there's just like a lot of really good music in that. But I'm gonna go with Back to the Future.
Oh, nice.
You got 50s classics, and you got my man Huey Lewis in the News, which my 7-year-old absolutely loves.
Awesome.
Wow. That's not. I hadn't even thought about that one.
Good taste.
Yeah, and I actually saw Huey a couple of years ago. He came here. I paid, I want to say it was like $10. It was really, really cheap. It was when he was kind of trying to make, I don't want to say a comeback, but, because the retro scene is so huge now that a lot of bands from like the 80s can kind of do that now, and so he was kind of getting back into it. This was, I want to say 2 or 3 summers ago. So I got tickets really cheap. My wife bought them. She's like, "You're gonna go. You love this. You're gonna
Nice.
go." I'm like, "I don't want to go." And I went, and I had an absolute ball.
I bet. Do they still sound as good as you would expect them to?
Yeah, I mean, I was loaded, but it sounded great to me. At least the old stuff. I feel bad because, and this is me personally, but like I really don't. I have no interest in like his newer music. Like I just want to hear the classic 80s, which I'm sure that gets annoying to them, but it's like, come on, man, let's just face reality.
I want sports and 4 and then get off the stage.
So it was like, when he played the old classics, it was great. But the thing is, like the next summer, he came back to another location, and dude, the tickets were like $95. I was like,
Whoa, man.
So just like lead singer of Men at Work, Colin Hayes, he's coming here, and I'm not really into going to concerts anymore. It's just not my thing. But I was like, if I ever go to a concert, it's going to be him, or if like Men at Work did a reunion tour, and even that, like tickets are like $120. And
Whoa!
it's like an hour and a half away. I'd have to get a hotel room. I'm like, oh man, I don't know. I'll just stick to my CDs.
If retro music wasn't in, I wonder if those tickets would be down to $25 each.
They would. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I mean, a couple of years ago when Huey came here, it was like I don't think. I mean, the retro scene has been huge, but you know what I mean. It's like really,
so that's what you mean by the $95 jump.
Yeah,
Just because of how hot. It's not worth it.
yeah. So
No offense, Huey.
Rolling Stones are coming here, and they want like hundreds of dollars for tickets.
Wow.
Somebody's got to pay for all that Geritol. It might as well be us.
But yeah, it's a great movie, great soundtrack. I love seeing Huey Lewis's little cameo when Marty and his band are auditioning for the dance, and I'm sorry, it's too darn loud.
Yeah. Good pick. I hadn't even thought about that one. Zerb, what you got?
My third one, I have to go with.
Is that The Godfather?
Yes, sir.
Oh, how do I mute? How do I get rid of somebody?
What? We're just gonna leave.
Yeah. Why? Why?
I'm not a Godfather fan.
Is it because you don't have one?
No, it's actually
I said it.
No, I have family that's in the mob, so it's
that's
the movie's it's not as glamorous.
Is it down by the docks? Is that with his family?
Yeah, this is the Tupa family. We're straight from Sicily.
We're from the old country.
Oh, but that's the music, as far as I know, is Nino Rota, and it was awesome music, and you didn't like it, huh?
No, actually, you know what? I don't remember the music at all.
I'm
just talking about the movie.
Oh.
My bad. I shouldn't have even.
I feel bad for you now. I feel like I hurt your feelings. SpongeBob SquarePants back in New York.
Dude.
That was
right.
Great music.
Now we're okay. Now we're back on the same page.
No, I'm with you, Zerb. Amazing movies, at least the first two.
Yeah, definitely. Even I'm a sucker who likes the third one just because.
See, I'm not. I can't. I just can't get into it.
I can't get into the story or the acting. It's just the fact that everybody's together again for one more gun shoot. That's just it.
And the first two are kind of like I just can't pick. They're both just.
It's one movie
amazing.
To me. Yeah. It's just one movie to me.
Yeah, it's just one long movie. I love like the back and forth and two.
Oh yeah.
Going back and seeing Robert De Niro playing the character of Marlon Brando
it's amazing. Definitely nothing. You glad you say something about your family? That's my impersonation of Al Pacino. What? Sorry, that was bad.
You're really selling it for me, Zerb.
Pick yours up today.
I think I've told you that on podcast.
You have told me that once or twice on the podcast.
That's my favorite line from The Godfather.
What was it? What did he say?
When he yells at guys, says, "You can act like a man." I don't know what to do, Godfather.
Oh, wow. You could act like a man. That's how he does it.
No, he yells it. You can act like a man.
Oh, Shelly's sleeping. Shelly, you sleep? Then maybe you could act like a man. How was that? She goes, okay. Oh, God.
It'd be funny if she walked in and just punched you.
That would be great. I actually would love that right now. That would be weird.
Okay, so I'm going to do a couple real quick. I'm just going to throw them out there so we're not here all night. The Goonies. Of course, I got to say The Goonies because I love The Goonies.
Great soundtrack.
Indiana Jones, of course. John Williams. We've kind of already talked about all that. Tron Legacy.
Yeah, dude, that is a good soundtrack, man.
I love that soundtrack. That is an awesome soundtrack. Labyrinth.
Ah, good choice.
Yeah. You remind me of the Babe. What Babe?
Babe, power.
What power?
Power of voodoo.
Hoodoo.
Voodoo. What? Remind me.
That was a little uncomfortable.
Yeah, edit that out.
That's going to be the opening.
I've heard that so many times. We have a DVD player in the van, and the two movies that I remember listening to over and over and over, and probably only seen them both once, maybe twice, but I've heard them millions of times. Was Labyrinth, because it was one of my wife's favorite movies, and the kids love it, and Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Those are good. Okay, so I have this. I got this a couple years ago. It's called Dungeons and Dragons Role-Playing Soundtrack by Midnight Syndicate. And it's just kind of like...
it's very intense. Kind of.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, I downloaded that one time.
Oh, okay. So you play it like while you're like playing Dungeons and Dragons, but I just play it like in the background. It's pretty cool. It's a really cool idea. So if you're playing something or doing something and you want some kind of like medieval sounding stuff in the background, it's pretty cool. I also have...
If you can't get girls and you want to roll dice and listen to some cool music, you want to put that CD on.
So yeah. So you can listen...
Doing where you need the music. Like, what do you...
Hey, guys, you know what makes this thing...
Jack Cooper CD. It's right over there. It's really good. It's like some...
This is the best Friday night ever.
It can't be beat. I hope it never ends.
Real funny, guys. That's what I do.
Oh, gosh. Midnight Syndicate is very famous for creating those live Halloween discs where they record horror stuff. Yeah. So I'm actually a big fan of Midnight Syndicate, but I didn't know that they did a Dungeons and Dragons CD.
Hey, Mom, can we have some more chips, please? And some more chips?
Shippy clups and some keys.
Mom, is there any Hawaiian punch?
Hey, Mom, don't listen to him, okay? Don't listen to him.
Punch and crackers.
We're doing the podcast.
Mom, shut the door. My turn to roll. 5 sides dice.
Hey, did you guys ever play Dungeons and Dragons?
Yep.
No.
But we didn't have music, though.
Yeah, I played for a little while. Oh, okay, so one more. I don't have the CD in front of me, but I downloaded this thing a couple years. Well, actually, I bought a CD, but it's arcade sounds. Like this guy back in the 80s took a recorder with them and recorded, like, I think it was him and his brother, I'm not sure, but they just went to the arcade and he just recorded people playing arcade games. Mm-hmm. And so it's got all the beep, boop, 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 and all the sound effects. And, you know, you can't listen to it for like hours, but, I mean, you could, but
it's good to fall asleep to.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that somebody recorded all that stuff.
Yeah. I think there's 3 of them. I have 3 of them, the recordings. They're hours long. So I know they're awesome. They really are cool.
So it's between that, Aladdin, and the Dungeons and Dragons soundtrack. It's a good thing I'm already married. I can do what I want.
You passed. You're good.
She was like, you want to get married? Yeah. Then we move in together, and I'm like, look what I got. She's like, oh crap.
Hey Sarah, can you get my dice, please? I got some music.
I'll get your board.
Okay, I'm the DM.
No, I got 14 points on you because my astral...
Oh, man, I'm going to play some Dungeons & Dragons tonight.
My wife and I were at Panera Bread a couple years ago, and there's these kids playing. I don't think they're playing Dungeons & Dragons. It was some sort of role-playing game with dice and everything else. And I'm like, my wife's talking, and all I'm hearing, my wife is like, because I was like staring over her shoulder, like, I just want to sit with them.
Chris, are you going through your goodies? Are you looking through your toys?
Look at my CDs.
Yeah, I had one more CD. I don't know if I should share with you guys. It's the Barbie.
What is it?
The Barbie Dream House. They made a movie called Barbie Dream House. And I'm
out.
Live in the dream house.
You can move into.
All right, let's go ahead and wrap that up. Okay, so that's a wrap.
turkey wrap. This will be here.
Thanks for joining us tonight as we talked about soundtracks. Okay, guys, thanks for. I really appreciate you guys joining me tonight. It's a lot of fun. Where can all the listeners find you guys?
Well, in a lump sum, you can find both of us at Throwback. Throwback Network is the best place to go.
Okay.
Because you're going to find most of my shows are there, and it will link to others. Most of Sean's shows are there, and it will link to all of his.
All of my shows are there.
All of his shows. And yeah, that's my suggestion, to definitely just go to throwbacknetwork.net, right?
Throwbacknetwork.net. You find some of Zerb's shows there. You'll find all of my shows there, even the ones that I've put on the shelf for a little bit, OTR playlist, and even my running podcast. Even though it's not retro, but
it is, because what you're recording and putting
there's nothing retro about it.
It's behind you. I'm trying
to build, so I put it up there. Seriously, there's just a ton of great retro podcasts up there. So any kind of retro gaming system or computer that you can think of, we probably have a show based on that. So
awesome,
check it out.
Thanks, guys, for joining. I really appreciate it.
Thank you,
and good night. And now we have a special treat. My kids are going to review the movie Home that just came out recently. So, my daughter, Ariana, who's almost 9, my son, Rylan, who's almost 6, my wife, and my parents all went to go see Home. Okay, so now I'm going to play a little bit of the trailer for Home.
Among an alien race called the Move lives a lonely fellow named O.
Hello?
Who was just trying to fit in.
I am superstar in technology. Uh-oh.
But now,
Arrest that move!
he needs somewhere to hide out.
Can I come into the out now?
No.
But I can. You are just having to take away the piece of wood.
This March,
My friends call me Tip.
I am O.
Oh?
I has been given this name by my many, many friends. Good morning. Hi, guys. Hello.
from DreamWorks Animation.
What did you do to my car?
It should hover much better now. Your vehicle is infested.
He's my pet.
Now he is vibrating. Is he going to explode?
He's on the run.
Now, Ariana and Rylan are going to tell me about the movie since I didn't get to go see it. Ariana, would you like to say hello?
Hello.
Rylan? Okay. First off, let's start with a summary, which is, can you tell me what the movie was about, since I didn't get to go see it? Just kind of tell me what it was about.
That's home.
It's called Home?
Yes.
Okay, what was it about, though?
The dome.
They went home?
Mm-hmm. And the dome mission.
They went on a mission?
Yes.
Okay.
And this happy movie.
It's a happy movie?
Yes.
Okay. Ariana, why don't you tell me a summary?
It was cool. My favorite character was Tip.
Tip? Okay, well, first, can you tell me what the movie's about?
Ooh, okay. So it all started when they were in. They wanted to get all the humans off Earth, so it took her mother, but the girl somehow managed to stay on Earth. Then her and her pig were driving around, and she bumped into an alien. Then they teamed up, and they had to find her mom, and they had to go to Paris, then Australia.
Okay. The aliens took all the people off Earth?
Yes.
Because they wanted to live there?
Yes.
Where did all the people go?
They went to different countries, but everywhere except where the little minion thingies live, the little boos live. But then they took them to like different places over the ocean. Okay, so they took all the humans to other countries, and the little aliens stayed where the people were. Yes. Okay, and then the little girl teamed up with another alien and tried to find her mom. Yes. Oh, his name was O? Yes. Okay, I saw that part in the trailer where he said, all my friends call me O, because every time he walks in they go, oh. Did they do that in the movie? Oh, on O. Okay, so the movie, the aliens come to Earth, they take all the humans and put them somewhere else, and then they live there, and the little
alien tries to help the girl find her mom. So did they find her mom?
Yes.
Okay, and then what happens at the end? Okay, what?
Little body, little body,
Big spaceship?
little body.
Bad guys?
Let's do the bad. Let's baby in it.
Did all the aliens leave at the end? Or did they stay with the people?
They stayed with the people and they had a big party at the end.
Okay, so they all kind of like lived together at the end.
Yes.
Ari, what was your favorite character?
Tip.
Tip? Who's Tip?
The girl.
The girl? Okay. Rylan, did you have a favorite character?
Yes. Oh.
O is your favorite character?
Oh, and
Was there somebody in the movie you didn't like? Somebody you thought was like, ew.
No.
Yeah, both of you know you like everybody in the movie? All right, was there a bad guy or a boring character?
There was a bad guy, and he was real big, but at the end, his mouth opened, and there's only a little squid in it, so it wasn't really that
That's funny. So after watching the movie, did you learn anything from the movie? Did it make you think about anything?
No. Yes, me.
What did you think about?
Planet.
About planets?
Treat other people how you want to be treated.
Okay.
Because whenever O walked in, they would always say O, and that wouldn't be nice if O did that to the other people.
Okay. So after watching the movie, is there anything that you would wish they had done different? Was there parts of it that you thought maybe this part should have been more action or more people or different people, or were parts of it slow or boring? Or
No, they're all exciting.
Okay. It's all exciting?
Except one part was super sad because she gave up finding her mom because she found out the state that she went to, Africa, but she couldn't find her. But then O, somehow she found O again, and then he had this thingy and it showed where she was and how close they were to her, and they followed it, and then she found her mom.
Okay. So in the movie, she doesn't have a dad?
No.
Did they ever say why?
No.
She just doesn't have a dad? Okay. Would you recommend this movie to adults like me and other adults? Do you think we would like it?
Yes.
Yes? Yes? What about kids your age, like your friends? Would you tell them to go see it?
No.
No? Why not?
I don't know.
You don't know? But you liked it. You don't think your friends would like it? Ari, what about you?
No.
No?
My classmates don't like those kind of movies.
Why not?
They like action movies.
I thought you said it was lots of action.
No. It wasn't. I mean, they mean like war movies and stuff.
Oh, what?
They're only like.
You don't think anybody in your class would like this movie?
Only one.
Only one out of all of them?
Wait, two. Uriel.
Maybe two.
Uriel and Ronaldo.
I bet there's more than one.
Yeah.
Okay, well, is there anything else that you would like to say about the movie?
Oh, me.
Okay, what's that?
I'm in it.
You want to be in it?
Me, Daddy, I'm in it.
Okay. Ari, anything else?
Oh, hi.
What's that?
Mommy, no, me liked it. Mommy liked it. No, men. I hate men.
You hate men.
In movie.
In the movie, they hate men?
Mine. Oh, yeah. That big bat. Because the leader of all the boos had a rock on its stick, and the big bad guy, that was actually, it had his little babies in it, so that's why he was trying to find it, and they always thought that the big guy was a taker, but actually the boos are, because they took the rock, but they didn't even know that.
Oh, he was trying to get it from them,
yeah.
but they took it on, they didn't know what they took.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the end, that guy came looking for him?
Yeah.
Did they team up with the humans to fight him or something?
No. She found her mom, and then she gave it to O, and then it gave it back because it went to Earth to get it.
Okay.
Hey, Mom. It's over. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. All right. Yes, Rylan?
Mommy, two men I hate.
There's two men you hate? But we don't say hate, right?
Two.
There's two men you don't like.
Two.
There's two.
Men.
Okay.
Okay, let's watch it. Let's watch it now.
And at that point, the kids wanted to stop and listen to what we have recorded. So that's the end of our review of Home. Hope you enjoyed that.
Thank you for listening to TupaCast. TupaCast can be found on iTunes or at ctupa.com/TupaCast. Christopher will create original art relating to each podcast that will be for sale on the website. Proceeds from the sale of art will go to help pay for hosting fees. If you have a topic idea for a podcast or would like to be a guest on TupaCast, email tupacastpodcast@gmail.com. Feedback and comments are welcomed at iTunes and via email. We hope you have enjoyed listening to TupaCast. Thank you.
Power to the people, man.
TupaCast.
That's a good thing, right?
What?
Click, click, click.
I want my tater tots. I want my tater tots. Yeah. Tater tots.
Time to say goodnight, bro.
Tater tots. Tater tots.